The massive bridge of the UES Hyperion hummed with quiet energy as Commander Anna Roberts stood before the main viewport. Her blue eyes reflected the strange, swirling patterns of quantum space outside. After 15 years of service in the United Earth Space Force, she still found the sight breathtaking. "Exit from quantum space in 30 seconds," announced John Reynolds from his communication station. His fingers danced across the holographic controls, making final adjustments. Commander Roberts straightened her dark uniform. "All stations, report." "Engineering ready," Kevin Morris called out. "Quantum drives are running at optimal levels." "Science station ready," Peter Nash added, his eyes fixed on his displays. "All sensors calibrated for deep space scanning." "Tactical systems online," Robert Cole confirmed from his security station. "Shields and weapons on standby." "Communications ready," Reynolds reported. "All channels clear." The countdown reached 0, and the swirling quantum space dissolved. The Hyperion emerged into normal space with barely a shudder, a testament to the engineering team's skill. They had jumped farther than any human ship before, crossing over 5,000 light-years in a single leap. "Position confirmed," Nash announced, his voice tight with excitement. "We're in the Hercules void, exactly where we planned. We're officially the farthest humans have ever traveled from Earth." Commander Roberts allowed herself a small smile. "Begin standard survey procedures. Let's see what's out here." The Hercules void had puzzled Earth's astronomers for decades. It appeared empty of stars, yet strange energy readings suggested something massive hidden within. Now, humanity would finally unlock its secrets. "Ma'am," Nash called out suddenly, his voice rising. "I'm picking up something unusual. These energy patterns, I've never seen anything like them." Roberts moved to his station, studying the complex web of readings on his screen. "Explain." "The patterns are too regular to be natural," Nash said, adjusting his sensors. "They're forming geometric shapes, perfect mathematical sequences. This has to be artificial." "Artificial," Roberts repeated. "Out here in empty space. Look at this." Nash highlighted a section of the data. "These energy signatures are pulsing in prime numbers. That's not random chance." Lieutenant Susan Baker left her linguistics station and joined them. "Could it be a form of communication?" "Maybe," Nash replied. "But if it is, it's unlike any communication method we've ever encountered. The energy patterns exist in multiple dimensions simultaneously." "Can we respond?" Roberts asked. Baker shook her head. "Not yet. We need to understand more about the pattern first." "Ma'am," Morris called out from engineering. "The quantum drive is acting strange. It's like something's resonating with it." Roberts turned toward engineering. "Explain." "The drive's quantum field is being affected by those energy patterns," Morris said, his fingers flying over his controls. "It's like they're trying to synchronize with our technology." "Defensive positions," Roberts ordered. "Shields up, but weapons remain powered down. We're not here to start a fight." The crew moved with practiced efficiency. Within seconds, the Hyperion's quantum shields hummed to life, creating an invisible barrier around the massive ship. "Energy patterns are intensifying," Nash reported. "They're forming new configurations. Wait, something's happening." The space in front of the Hyperion began to shimmer, like heat waves rising from hot pavement. Colors that shouldn't exist in space danced before their eyes. "Sensors are going crazy," Nash shouted. "These readings are off the scale." "All stations, hold position," Roberts commanded. Her voice remained calm, but her hands gripped the railing tighter. "Record everything." The shimmering intensified, and suddenly space itself seemed to fold. A massive shape emerged from the distortion, a structure that defied human understanding. It was both there and not there, existing in dimensions their minds couldn't fully process. "Size estimate." Nash's voice faltered. It's bigger than Earth's moon." More structures appeared, each one more impossible than the last. They moved with a grace that shouldn't be possible for objects of their size. "Ma'am," Baker called out, her voice filled with awe. "We're receiving a transmission, but it's like nothing I've ever seen. It's being transmitted directly into our quantum communication systems." "Can you decode it?" Roberts asked. Yes, I think so. The universal translator is adapting." There. A voice filled the bridge, not through speakers, but seemingly directly in their minds. It spoke perfect English, yet carried overtones of something ancient and powerful. "Children of DHE Young Realm," it said. "UAVBREACHEDVEVEILB2E in species. Explain your proficiency in our domain." Robert stepped forward. This was the moment she'd been trained for. First contact with an alien intelligence. "I am Commander Anna Roberts of the United Earth Space Force vessel Hyperion. We are explorers from Earth, seeking to understand the universe and its mysteries." There was a pause that seemed to stretch for eternity. "Explorers." The voice seemed to carry a note of surprise. "Your vessel. It QOMMNDs, the QUANTUM Realm. This should not be possibility for beings so young. We have developed quantum drive technology for interstellar travel," Roberts replied. "We mean no offense by our presence here." Another pause, shorter this time. "UAVACHIVED much, CHILDRN of Earth. But UUV into realms, beyond your understanding. We are ETE guardians of species, between species. We AAVUWATCH the UNIVRs since its birth." The crew exchanged glances. They were talking to beings who claimed to be as old as the universe itself. "We would welcome the opportunity to learn from you," Roberts said carefully. "Earth's mission is to seek knowledge and understanding." "Perhaps." The voice seemed thoughtful. "But first, you must be tested. We must determine if your kind is ready for the knowledge you seek." The massive structures moved, surrounding the Hyperion in a perfect geometric pattern. Energy began to flow between them, creating a web of light that trapped the human vessel. "Ma'am," Cole reported from Tactical, "we could break free with full power to the engines, but it might damage the ship." Roberts raised her hand. "No, we'll face their test. This is what we came for, to make contact, to learn." She straightened her uniform again and addressed the ancient beings. "We accept your test." "Very well, Children of Earth. Let us see what you are capable of." As the energy web tightened around them, Commander Roberts felt a mix of fear and excitement. This was humanity's greatest moment. First contact with beings of unimaginable power and knowledge. Whatever test they faced would determine humanity's place among the stars. The Hyperion's crew stood ready at their stations, prepared to face whatever challenges lay ahead. They had come seeking answers about the universe, and now they would have to prove they deserved them. The test of humanity was about to begin. The energy web surrounding the UES Hyperion pulsed with colors that human eyes had never seen before. Engineer Kevin Morris studied his readings with growing concern. The ship's quantum drive was acting strange, its core temperature rising slowly but steadily. "Commander," Morris called out, "the drive is picking up some kind of feedback from their energy field. I can't explain it, but it's like they're trying to talk to our technology." Commander Roberts moved to his station. "Can you control it?" "I think so, but—" Morris stopped mid-sentence as his console lit up with new warnings. "Wait, something's happening." The quantum drive's hum changed pitch, rising higher and higher until it became almost painful. Then, with a flash that temporarily blinded the bridge crew, everything changed. When they could see again, The view through the main viewport was impossible. They were no longer in normal space. The void around them had transformed into a swirling ocean of energy and matter, with streams of light flowing in patterns that hurt to look at. "By all that's holy," Peter Nash whispered from his science station. "These readings, we're seeing reality itself being pulled apart." Lieutenant Susan Baker worked frantically at her station. The universal translator is going crazy. It's picking up thousands of different signals, all at once. "Puvtit the sasagenialis through," the ancient voice commanded, now seeming to come from everywhere at once. Baker hesitated for just a moment before complying. Suddenly, the bridge was filled with voices, millions of them, speaking in languages that no human had ever heard. But somehow, everyone could understand them. The young ones have breached the divide. They bring machines that speak to the quantum realm. How did they achieve this so quickly? They are dangerous. They are fascinating. They must be studied. Commander Roberts stood firm, though her heart was racing. "I am still Commander Roberts of the Hyperion. We mean no harm. We seek only to learn and understand." A new voice, deeper and more powerful than the others, cut through the chaos. "I am theldest. You are true realum. Chachel Dorian of Earth. Few species. Ahav or doitini issed this place and remai saying." The swirling energies around them coalesced into shapes. Massive beings of pure energy and light. They towered over the Hyperion, making the massive ship look like a toy in comparison. Their forms shifted constantly, sometimes appearing humanoid, other times taking shapes that defy description. "The quantum drive is stabilizing," Morris reported, his voice steadier now. "Whatever they did, it's actually helping our systems run more efficiently." "These beings," Nash added, "they're not just living in higher dimensions, they're made of them. They're as far beyond us as we are beyond single-cell organisms." The eldest's voice resonated through the ship again. "You te and kilai, young ones. We are theprimordils. We were when your univ was bjorn. We shake PD the laws of PHYSICs, you know studiwi. We are guardians of reality, atis elf." Roberts took a deep breath. "Then we have much to learn from you." "Perhaps," the eldest replied. "But your advance true beetle is US. No species, hayes EV or DEVELOPEQUANTUM TC genealogy so quickskigli. It to go o the years, mile uans of we eras, to HEEV, what UAV dido any in neori centuries. That's humanity's greatest strength," Roberts said. "We learn, we adapt, we grow." Another primordial moved closer to the ship. Its form rippled like water in sunlight. "They have achieved this through machines, eldest. Their quantum drive. It is elegant in its simplicity, yet powerful beyond their understanding." "Is that bad?" Roberts asked. "It is unprecedented," the eldest answered. "Your species voleal case a dangerous pete. You deal with forces that cumulated unravl, the cafe break of reality. Security Chief Robert Cole spoke up from his tactical station. "With respect, we've been careful with our development. Every advance is thoroughly tested before implementation." "Yes," the eldest acknowledged. "We AAVUWATCHED your PUROGURSS. Your caution is indebile, but perhaps insufficient. We must more." Suddenly, the energy around the Hyperion intensified. The ship's systems began responding to invisible commands, displays showing information faster than human eyes could follow. "They're scanning everything," Morris shouted. "Every system, every file, every piece of data we have." "Let them," Roberts commanded. "We have nothing to hide." The scan lasted for what felt like hours but was probably only minutes. When it ended, the Primordials had gathered closer to the ship, their enormous forms creating a wall of living light around them. "Your TC-inology," the eldest spoke again. "It is both more and less as advanced than we expected. UNDRSTNDTBASICs of QUANTM manipulation. Yet UHAVECREATE innovations, we NEVERCO inside yours SOLUTVIONS are unique. Humans are good at finding new ways to solve old problems," Baker said. "Yes, we see that in Eva, but makes you unpredictable. Unpredictability can be dangerous in beings with your level of power." Commander Roberts stepped forward. "Every spacefaring race must be unpredictable to some degree. It's how we survive, how we grow. Yes, we make mistakes, but we learn from them. That's what makes us who we are." The Primordials seemed to confer among themselves, their forms shifting and merging in complex patterns. Finally, the eldest spoke again. "We have REACH to AD Cezanne. UYLFACs 3 trials. These will test not just your TCG neurology, but your wisdom, your courage, and your restraint. If you succeed, you will be your anti-knowledge that could transform your civilization. If you fail." The threat hung unspoken in the strange air of this impossible space. "We accept your trials," Roberts said firmly. "But we have one condition. Whatever happens, Earth must remain safe." A sound like thunder rolled through the void. The Primordials were laughing. "You dare to make conditions?" The eldest's voice held a note of surprise and perhaps respect. "Even now, FACNBINGs who could erase your entire species with ATHOJT. "Yes," Roberts replied simply, "because that's also who we are. We protect our own." There was another long pause. "Very well. Earth shall remain untouched, regardless of the HOUTCOM. Prepare yourselves, children of humanity." The first trial began soon. As the Primordials withdrew slightly, giving the Hyperion some space, the crew looked at each other. They had just committed humanity to a test by beings who claimed to have shaped the universe itself. "All stations," Roberts called out, "run full diagnostics. I want every system at peak performance. Whatever these trials are, we're going to show these beings exactly what humanity can do." The crew set to work, their movements precise and determined. They had come seeking knowledge, and now they would have to earn it. The fate of human advancement in the galaxy would depend on how well they performed in the trials ahead. The greatest test in human history was about to begin. The UES Hyperion floated in the strange space between realities as the crew prepared for their first trial. Commander Anna Roberts watched her crew work, pride mixing with concern. They had trained for almost everything, but no one had ever trained for tests by universe-shaping beings. "The first trial begins," the eldest's voice boomed through the ship. "We will test your wisdom and restraint." The swirling energies around the ship suddenly cleared, revealing what looked like a normal section of space. A small planet appeared before them, green and blue like Earth, but smaller. "This world contains a primitive species," the eldest explained. "They are on the verge of discovering space travel. Show us how you would handle first contact with them. Roberts straightened. Lieutenant Baker scanned the planet. Tell me what we're dealing with. Baker worked her instruments carefully. The civilization appears to be at a technology level similar to Earth in the late 20th century. They have satellites, basic space stations, and they've detected us. Their entire global communication network is lighting up, John Reynolds reported from communications. They're scared, Commander. Our presence is causing worldwide panic. Roberts nodded slowly. This is the test. They want to see how we handle this situation. She turned to her crew. Options. We could cloak the ship, Security Chief Cole suggested. Avoid disturbing them further. No, Roberts said firmly. They've already seen us. Hiding now would only increase their fear. She turned to Baker. Can you tap into their broadcast frequencies? Yes, Mom. They use something similar to old Earth radio waves. Good. Prepare a message in their main languages. Keep it simple and non-threatening. The Primordials watched silently as the humans worked. Their massive forms shifted and swirled around the ship, observing every decision. Message ready, Baker announced. Roberts took a deep breath. Broadcast on all their frequencies. We come in peace. We are travelers from another world, seeking friendship and understanding. We mean no harm. The message went out, repeating in the planet's major languages. Minutes passed as they waited for a response. They're responding, Reynolds announced. Multiple nations are trying to contact us at once. Some are hostile, others curious. Military forces worldwide are going on high alert. Show me their military capabilities, Roberts ordered. Peter Nash analyzed the data. Nuclear weapons, conventional armies. Nothing that could harm the Hyperion, but they could hurt themselves in a panic. Roberts thought for a moment. Send another message. We understand your fear. To show our peaceful intentions, we will move our ship to a higher orbit and wait. We will speak only with a unified planetary response. We are not here to interfere with your world or take sides in your conflicts. Interesting choice, the eldest commented. You give them space to decide their own response. It's what we would have wanted if we were in their position, Roberts replied. Hours passed as they watched the planet below. The crew observed as the nations of the alien world argued, negotiated, and finally began to work together. They're forming a unified response team, Baker reported. Representatives from all major nations. Now we wait, Roberts said. Let them come to us in their own time. You show patience, one of the Primordials observed. Many species would have forced their presence upon them. Force rarely leads to understanding, Roberts responded. After more hours of waiting, a single message came from the planet. The aliens had agreed to peaceful contact, requesting a meeting with proper safety protocols in place. Enough, the eldest declared. We have seen your approach, but now face a complication. The scene changed. Now they could see a massive asteroid, hidden before, heading toward the planet. Impact in 6 hours, Nash reported quickly. It's big enough to cause an extinction-level event. This is the true test, the eldest said. The asteroid will destroy them. You have the power to stop it. What will you do? The crew looked to Roberts. This was the real challenge. Not just making peaceful contact, but deciding how much to interfere. We have to help them, Morris said from engineering. We can't just watch them die. But using our technology could drastically change their development, Cole argued. This could be a natural event in their history. Roberts stood silent for a moment, then spoke. What's our capability to deflect the asteroid? The quantum drive could create a field to alter its course, Morris said. We wouldn't have to reveal our full capabilities. Nash, if we deflect it, can we make it look natural to their level of technology? Yes, Nash replied after some calculations. We can make it appear to be affected by natural gravitational forces. Roberts nodded. Do it, but carefully. I want minimal impact on their observations. The crew worked together, using the Hyperion's advanced technology with subtle precision. The asteroid's path began to shift, gradually moving away from the planet. The inhabitants will still see the asteroid, the eldest noted. They will know they were in danger. Good, Roberts replied. Sometimes people need to understand how fragile their existence is before they can grow beyond their differences. They'll see how close they came to extinction. Maybe that will help them maintain the unity they've just built. The Primordials conferred among themselves, their forms swirling together in complex patterns. You chose to interfere, the eldest said finally, but with restraint and wisdom. You protected them while respecting their independence. You understood that sometimes the greatest help comes from allowing others to help themselves. Did we pass the trial? Roberts asked. You have shown wisdom in first contact and restraint in the use of your power, but 2 trials remain. The next will test your courage and innovation. The scene around them began to fade, the planet and asteroid disappearing into the swirling energies of the Primordial's realm. Rest your crew, the eldest commanded. You will need all your strength for what comes next. As the Primordials withdrew slightly, Roberts looked at her crew. They had passed the first test, but they all knew the challenges would only get harder. All stations, begin preparation for the next trial, she ordered. Whatever they throw at us next, we'll face it together. The crew returned to their duties, each wondering what challenge awaited them. They had shown they could handle peaceful first contact and moral dilemmas. But what would it take to prove their courage to beings who had shaped the universe itself? The answer would come all too soon. The crew of the UES Hyperion had barely finished their system checks when the second trial began. The swirling energies around them shifted, and suddenly they were no longer alone. Your next trial begins now, the eldest announced. We will test your courage and your ability to face overwhelming odds. 3 massive ships appeared around the Hyperion. They looked like mountains of crystal and light, each one at least 10 times larger than the human vessel. These ships, Peter Nash reported from his science station, they're not just replicas. They're actual vessels from one of the most aggressive species we've ever encountered in our exploration. The Drachnid, Commander Roberts said quietly. The name alone made several crew members tense up. Correct, the eldest confirmed. We have recreated 3 Drachnid warships at the height of their power. They will attack as the real Drachnid would. Show us how humanity deals with such a threat. The Drachnid ships moved into attack formation. The Hyperion sensors showed their weapon systems powering up. All hands to battle stations, Roberts ordered calmly. Shields at maximum. Morris, how's our quantum drive? Fully operational, Commander, Kevin Morris replied from engineering. The Primordial's energy actually improved its efficiency. Ma'am, Robert Cole called from tactical. The Drachnid ships are charging their main weapons. These aren't regular energy weapons. They're using quantum disruptors. Roberts nodded grimly. The Drachnid were extinct now, but in their time, they had nearly conquered half the galaxy with their advanced technology. Their quantum disruptors could tear apart ships at the subatomic level. They're hailing us, John Reynolds announced. Put them through. A harsh, grating voice filled the bridge. Surrender your vessel or be destroyed. You have 10 seconds to comply. Roberts smiled slightly. Send them our standard response to threats. Reynolds grinned and sent the message that had become famous throughout human space. The United Earth Space Force does not surrender to threats. We stand ready to defend ourselves. 5 Drachnid attack craft launching from each vessel, Cole reported. They're coming in fast. Implement defense pattern Baker 7, Roberts ordered. Let's show them what human technology can do. The Hyperion moved with impossible grace for a ship its size. Dr. Laura Martinez's quantum shield design proved its worth as the first wave of Drachnid weapons splashed harmlessly against it. Shields holding at 95%, Cole reported. Their weapons are strong, but our quantum harmonics are adapting to their attack pattern. Return fire, Roberts commanded. Target their fighter craft first. Use minimal force. Let's show the Primordials we can win without unnecessary destruction. The Hyperion's defensive turrets came alive, firing precise bursts of quantum-enhanced energy. Each shot found its mark with perfect accuracy, disabling rather than destroying the Drachnid fighters. "Mom," Nash called out excitedly, "I'm detecting a pattern in their shield frequency. If we modulate our weapons to match their inverse." "Do it," Roberts ordered. "Morris, redirect power to weapons. Cole, prepare to fire on my mark." The three Drachnid warships launched another wave of attacks. This time, their quantum disruptors were at full power. "Shields at 60%. Cole shouted. "They're trying to overwhelm our defenses." "Now," Roberts commanded, "fire all weapons." The Hyperion's response was devastating. Beams of perfectly modulated energy struck each Drachnid ship at precisely calculated points. Their massive shields flickered and failed. "Direct hits on all targets," Cole reported. "Their shields are down, weapons systems disabled." "Send another message," Roberts ordered. "Tell them we'll accept their surrender." Before Reynolds could send the message, the eldest's voice boomed through the ship. "Enough. You have shown not just courage, but skill and mercy as well." The Drachnid ships vanished, leaving the Hyperion alone again in the strange space of the Primordial's realm. "Your technology is impressive," one of the other Primordials noted. "But more impressive is how you use it. You chose to disable rather than destroy, even when faced with an enemy known for their cruelty." "Violence should always be the last resort," Roberts replied. "And even then, we believe in using only the force necessary to end the threat." "An admirable philosophy," the eldest said. "But now comes your final trial. It will test not just your courage or wisdom, but the very nature of your species." The energy around them began to swirl faster, taking on a dark, ominous tone. "What you're about to face," the eldest continued, "will challenge everything you believe about yourselves and your place in the universe." Roberts looked at her crew. They were tired from the battle, but their eyes showed determination. Whatever the final trial would be, they would face it together. "Engineering, begin repairs to the shields," she ordered. "All stations, run full diagnostics. I want us at peak readiness for whatever comes next." The crew worked quickly and efficiently, preparing their ship for the final challenge. They had proven their wisdom in the first trial and their courage in the second. Now they would have to prove something even more fundamental: their right to exist among the stars. As they worked, the Primordials watched silently. The ancient beings had seen countless species rise and fall over the eons, but there was something different about these humans, something that might just change the universe itself. The final test was about to begin, and with it, the fate of humanity would be decided. The space around the UES Hyperion grew darker, as if all the light was being pulled away. Commander Anna Roberts felt a chill run down her spine. Something told her this final trial would be unlike anything they had faced before. "Your final trial," the eldest's voice echoed through the void, "will test the very essence of what you are." The darkness suddenly lit up with countless points of light, but these weren't stars. They were eyes, watching from every direction. "The full council of Primordials has gathered," the eldest explained. "All will witness this test." Peter Nash's voice shook as he read his instruments. "Commander, I'm detecting. Reality itself is becoming unstable around us." "Behold," the eldest commanded, "your true test." The void in front of them ripped open. Through the tear came a sight that made the entire crew gasp. It was Earth, but not their Earth. This version was broken, dying, its oceans boiling away into space, its continents cracking apart. "This is Earth from another reality," Nash explained, his fingers flying over his console. "A parallel universe where something went horribly wrong." "Correct," the eldest confirmed. "In this reality, humanity made a fatal error in their quantum experiments. Their mistake is destroying their world, and soon it will spread to other realities." Roberts straightened in her chair. "What do you want us to do? Save them, or stop them? The choice is yours. But know this, if their mistake spreads, it could destroy all realities, including your own. The crew watched in horror as another crack appeared in space near the dying Earth. Through it, they could see the effect beginning to spread to other worlds, other realities. We need options, Roberts demanded. Two possibilities. Kevin Morris called from engineering. We could try to stabilize their quantum field with our drive, maybe stop the breakdown. Or, he hesitated. Or what? Or we could end it quickly. A precisely targeted quantum pulse would collapse their reality before it can spread further. It would be quick. They wouldn't suffer. The bridge fell silent. They were being asked to choose between trying to save billions of lives or ending them quickly to save countless more. How long do we have? Roberts asked. Minutes at most, Nash replied. The breakdown is accelerating. Roberts made her decision. Morris, prepare the quantum drive for a full power transfer. Baker, see if you can contact that Earth. Cole, be ready with weapons if we need them. Mom. Cole questioned, which option are we taking? Neither, Roberts replied firmly. We're taking the third option. Nash, can you analyze exactly what went wrong with their quantum experiment? Nash worked frantically at his console. Yes. I see it. They tried to create a quantum tunnel between realities, but they didn't account for dimensional feedback. Morris, can we use our quantum drive to create a containment field? Yes, but Commander, that would mean dropping our own shields. In this unstable space, we'd be completely vulnerable. Do it, Roberts ordered. Baker, broadcast to that Earth. Tell them what we're trying to do and ask them to help. The message went out. Moments later, they received a response from the dying Earth. They're still alive, Baker reported, relief in her voice. Their quantum scientists understand our plan. They're ready to help. Morris, start the containment field. Nash, work with their scientists. Cole, divert all weapon power to the quantum drive. The Hyperion's quantum drive began to hum louder than ever before. Streams of energy flowed from the ship toward the dying Earth, creating a massive field of stable space around it. It's working, Nash shouted. The breakdown is slowing. But then the ship began to shake violently. Hull integrity failing, Cole reported. Without our shields, this space is tearing us apart. Hold position, Roberts commanded. Morris, how long until the containment field is stable? 30 seconds. But Commander, we might not last that long. The ship groaned under the strain. Warning lights flashed across every console. In space around them, the Primordials watched silently. 20 seconds. A section of the hull began to buckle. Emergency force fields snapped into place as air started venting into space. 10 seconds. The bridge lights flickered and died, leaving only the glow of emergency systems. 5 seconds. With a final surge of power, the containment field snapped fully into place. The dying Earth stabilized, its quantum breakdown contained. Field is holding, Morris reported triumphantly. Their reality is contained. They can work on fixing their mistake without risking other realities. Their scientists say thank you, Baker added softly. They didn't want to die knowing they had doomed everyone else. The darkness around them began to lift. The watching eyes of the Primordials drew closer. You chose to risk everything, the eldest observed, not to destroy or to simply save, but to give them a chance to save themselves. It's what we would have wanted, Roberts replied simply. Every species deserves a chance to fix their mistakes, even at the cost of your own lives. Especially then, that's what makes us human. The Primordials conferred among themselves, their forms swirling together in a dance of light and energy. Finally, the eldest spoke again. You have passed all trials. You have shown wisdom, courage, and something more, something we had forgotten existed. What's that? Roberts asked. Hope, the eldest replied. The belief that any problem can be solved, any mistake corrected, if enough beings work together. The The swirling energies around them began to stabilize. The Hyperion's systems started coming back online. "Return to your people," the eldest commanded. "Tell them what you have learned. And know that you have earned not just our respect, but our alliance." The Hyperion's crew looked at each other in amazement. They had done more than survive the trials. They had changed how these ancient beings saw humanity. The journey home would be long, but it would not be lonely. They had made new friends in the spaces between spaces, and the universe would never be the same. The UES Hyperion floated in the swirling space of the Primordial's realm, its hull showing the scars of its recent trials. Commander Anna Roberts stood on the bridge, watching as the ancient beings gathered around her ship in a formation that looked like a crown of stars. "Your trials are complete," the eldest announced. "Now we offer you knowledge. But first, you must understand what you have truly achieved here." The space around them shifted, and suddenly they could see images from their trials, their careful handling of the primitive civilization, their merciful victory over the Drachnid ships, their desperate effort to save a dying parallel Earth. "When we started this mission," Roberts said, "we were looking for answers about the universe. I never expected we'd end up being tested by its creators." "You have done more than pass tests," the eldest replied. "You have taught us something as well." The crew exchanged surprised looks. The idea that they could teach anything to beings as ancient and powerful as the Primordials seemed impossible. "What could we possibly teach you?" Peter Nash asked. "Hope," another Primordial answered. "Creativity. The power of finding new solutions to old problems. For countless ages," the eldest explained, "we have watched species rise and fall. Most destroy themselves. Others we had to stop before they could damage the fabric of reality. We became guardians, then judges, then finally we became distant observers, expecting only failure from younger races." The images around them change, showing countless civilizations that had risen and fallen throughout history. "But you showed us something different," the eldest continued. "In each trial, you found a way to succeed without compromising your principles." "That's just who we are," Roberts replied. "Humans don't like no-win situations. We always look for another way." "Yes, and that is why we offer you this." A sphere of pure energy appeared before them, floating in space. Within it, complex patterns of light danced and swirled. "This contains basic knowledge of quantum engineering far beyond your current understanding. But it is not a gift. It is a responsibility." John Reynolds leaned forward at his communication station. "What kind of responsibility?" "You will become guides for other young races," the eldest explained. "As we tested you, you will test others. As we judged your wisdom, you will judge theirs." "You want us to take your place?" Roberts asked, surprised. "No, we want you to work alongside us. The universe is vast, and there are more young races emerging now than ever before. They will need guidance from beings closer to their own experience." Kevin Morris studied the sphere from his engineering station. "That knowledge, it could advance our technology by centuries. But you must choose to accept it," the eldest said. "With this knowledge comes the duty to use it wisely, to help guide other races without controlling them, to teach without dominating." Roberts looked at her crew, seeing the same determination in their eyes that she felt in her heart. "We accept," she said firmly. "Earth has always believed in helping others reach the stars. This just gives us a better way to do it." The sphere floated toward their ship, passing through the hull as if it were air. The ship's computer systems began absorbing and translating the information. "The knowledge transfer will take time," the eldest explained. "But there is one more thing we offer." The space around them rippled, and suddenly a new structure appeared. It looked like a station made of crystal and light, floating in the void. "A gateway," the eldest said. "An anchor point between your space and ours. Through it, you may contact us when needed. Your ship's quantum drive has been modified. You may now find your way back here." "Thank you," Roberts said sincerely. "We won't disappoint you. We know." The eldest's form seemed to smile. Now go. Return to your people. Share what you have learned. Prepare them for their new role in the universe. The Hyperion's quantum drive hummed to life, but now it sounded different, more harmonious, more powerful. Course laid in for Earth, Reynolds reported. The quantum drive is operating at 300% of its previous efficiency. Take us home, Roberts ordered. We have a lot to tell them. As the ship prepared to jump, the eldest spoke one final time. Remember this day, children of Earth. Remember when you proved yourselves not just to us, but to the universe itself. You came seeking knowledge, but you have found something far more valuable, a purpose. The Hyperion entered quantum space, but now they could see things they had never noticed before. Layers upon layers of reality, all connected, all flowing together in a cosmic dance. Commander, Nash called out, his voice filled with awe. I'm seeing everything. The quantum patterns, the flow of space-time itself. It's all so clear now. Roberts smiled. We've got a lot of work ahead of us. Earth will need to prepare for its new role. Other races will need our help. But first, Mom, Baker asked. First, we need to write one hell of a mission report. The crew laughed, the tension of their trials finally breaking. They had faced the judgment of beings who had shaped the universe, and they had not just survived, they had earned their respect and trust. As the Hyperion raced toward Earth, carrying its precious cargo of knowledge and responsibility, the crew knew that this was not the end of their journey. It was just the beginning. Humanity had proven itself worthy of the stars. Now they would help others do the same.